For all my life, I've never really been hardcore bullied. And I think a big reason for this is that I was always very charismatic as a kid. I knew I was fat. I felt insecure about it, very much so. But because I didn't project this insecurity, because there was still this layer of charisma, I never really got hardcore bullied, if that makes sense. But something that did happen to me was this titty flick thing. People would do it whenever they walked past me. I remember one time, I was just walking to class. Guy comes up to me, he literally grabs the titty mats and full on twists it, bro. Fucking hurt. This happened to me quite often. But on the outside, I kind of laughed it off and pretended to be happy. And if I'm being completely honest with you, this is probably something that saved me from being full on bullied. Because it might seem bad, but bullying gets a lot worse than this. The stuff you see in the American movies is just the beginning. But that's enough of the sad story from me, right? Let's get into the fun part. So I'm sad and I'm angry about the way I'm being treated. So I start running. I started running every day for 30 minutes. But I didn't see any change in my physique. So I started fasting. I fasted every single day whilst running. And I'm not just running for 30 minutes anymore. Now I'm running for, a full-on hour. But I still don't see any change in my physique. I look in the mirror and I see the same guy who started. The same obese physique. Despite the sweat, despite all the tears, I still looked the same. That's what I thought. That's what my mind was telling me. In reality, I'd lost fat at, hyper speed. And now I looked like this. But I failed to notice that. I put in all this work and saw no result. So I quit, gave up, called it a day. Then I started playing video games every day. Started binge eating popcorn and ice cream every day. And then I looked like this. And it's funny because it's only when I undid all the progress that I noticed the progress. How messed up does that sound? Does that sound like you? Let me make this clear. If you put the work into fitness and exercise, you should be noticing progress. And if you don't, well, this video is for you. Okay, so I'm not gonna waste your time anymore. Here are the 7 things that you can do to notice your own progress. Number 1, work on your mental health. This isn't the advice that you want to hear, but you need it. The reason why I say this is because whether you've got good or bad mental health, your brain has a natural tendency to point out what's bad before it finds anything that's good. The thing is, when you've got bad mental health, your brain doesn't go to that second step. All it sees is what's wrong, and it focuses solely on that. In my case, something that happens when I'm losing body fat is that, I'll drop body fat, but my shape will still be the same. And this simply happens because I haven't actually dropped low enough to start seeing changes in the body shape. But you see, for me back then, all I was focused on is the fact that, I still had that hourglass shape, that I failed to notice how much fat I've lost. Number 2, take progress pictures. Don't be lazy. Once every week, take out your phone and take either a photo or a video of yourself. Now, there is a specific way you're going to do this. Now, when you take progress pictures, it's all about consistency. Just like a science experiment, you need to keep those variables the same. The easiest way to keep your stomach bloat consistent is to just take it in the morning when you're fasted. Another thing, gym pics are not progress pictures. If you really want to see your progress, you need to see your physique flat, without a pump. Now, even with good mental health, your mind can still play games when it comes to how you see yourself. That's why I recommend number 3, get feedback. Now, something that a lot of people do is hire a fitness coach. And even whilst I myself have got a coach, that's not the first thing I recommend. The reason is that most fitness coaches just aren't worth it. I got very, very lucky in that one of the good ones actually reached out to me. But chances are that's not going to be you. So what you're going to do instead is you're going to find a friend who you can proudly call your brother. It has to be someone who's already shared some pretty deep stuff about themselves. That's how you know you can trust them. I think this goes without saying, but they need to be a gym bro as well. Now what you're going to do is you're going to say that you want an accountability partner. Now basically what you're going to do is send each other progress pictures, and you're going to provide unbiased feedback on those pictures. This is why it can't just be any old friend. It needs to be a brother. It needs to be someone you can trust, someone who can pull you in line. Another reason why I don't recommend most fitness coaches is because they'll tell you you've made progress even though you look the same. At the end of the day, they know that to keep making money, they need to keep you happy. So they'll just keep telling you whatever you want to hear. Number 4, don't compare yourself to fitness influencers. You'd be surprised at the number of fitness influencers who are on steroids. Some even claim to be natural. The problem with this is that you think that you can make progress at the same rate as them. It's perfectly normal to aspire to look like a certain influencer, but don't compare yourself to them. You should only be comparing you to you. When you take a new progress picture, don't compare it to a bodybuilder who's at like 5% body fat with a spray tan, in competition, stage lighting. Compare it to yourself. Number 5, eat more, but eat clean. Now this one more so applies if you're trying to lose weight, but the point is this: if you're not seeing progression in fat loss, chances are your metabolism needs a jump start or even a break. Don't be afraid to eat more, but still continue to eat clean food. Bro, take a refeed day if you have to, or even a month to find where your new maintenance is at. Because when you try to lose fat too quickly, number 1, your metabolism is gonna slow down much quicker than it should. And 2, you're not gonna have the mental strength to be able to fight cravings, meaning you binge eat for an entire week, undoing all your hard work. Number 6, keep going. If you've only been doing this for a couple weeks or even a month or 2, keep going. Progress takes time, and sometimes you just need to be patient. Number 7, be more effective. If, and only if, you've got good mental health, you're taking progress pictures, you're getting feedback on those pictures, you've got realistic fitness expectations, and you're still going, then it might be time to be more effective. Now, this is going to differ from person to person, but when you get to this point, you need to look at changing something when it comes to your personal journey. It can be your diet, your training, or even recovery. You need to identify where the issue is and then titrate where you need to. The reason for this being the very last step is because once you implement a change, you can't expect results overnight. You need all the previous steps to make an accurate judgment. Alright boys, that's how you notice you're in progress. See you in the next video.